Welcome to Switch Comics. My name is Marco, and today I have a little bit of a funny, a little bit of a sad story to share with you all. At my comic shop, we just got in some. Well, we've had these turtle books for a while now, but they finally came back from CGC, and we were super excited for them. They're really, nice grade turtle books. We're happy to get them back. And then so we decided to do a live unboxing, which we do with most of our new comics from CGC or CBCS or whoever. And this one, didn't go super well. I'm going to show you a few clips from the live video, and then we'll continue talking about it.
We have a little unboxing to do. Haven't done one of these in a while. We got back some stuff from CGC. Can't wait to see what we got. So without further ado, let's see. All right, first thing we have here is this is about what I was expecting. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1. It is, ooh, they actually messed it up.
What?
They've got that there. Look what they've got on the top spine.
Huh.
So
Interesting.
unfortunately, this one will not be available because I'm going to have to send it back, and they're going to have to decide whether they want to give me a 7 or an 8. Hopefully, they give me an 8.
Good old CGC quality control there.
Yeah, my God. The first print, 9.4. So far, so good. About what I was expecting on these.
Cool, cool.
Again, first print. Man, listen to that case.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what they did.
Oh.
Switched them out.
Yeah, wait, so what's the title say?
That one, ooh, okay. So this one is, I guess, going to be the 8 because the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle #1 says 7. So they got the, and that's Raphael one. So they got the stickers swapped on them.
So look at that. That's the Turtles #1, y'all. And they put, look at that plastic bag, Raphael #1. And that's why. Good old CGC.
And then they've got the sticker for the #1 on top of the Raphael. Hey.
Industry standard, right?
So yeah, they swapped the stickers on 2 of our books, which was super unfortunate. It was the #1 and the Raphael, 2 pretty cool books, 2 books that are usually very sought after, and that just means it's longer for us to have to wait to get them back, and it's just again, it's just so lazy to me, and not even lazy, I think is the right word. It's just a lack of quality control, and it's always frustrated me for a while now that everyone loves CGC so much. Nobody can compete with CGC, yet stuff like this is so commonplace, and it's so simple, to just to double check what book you're putting it on before you put the sticker on. But I don't know. There is one more thing though. If you noticed in the video, there is a little creaky slab in there, and we didn't check it out during the live stream, but after the live stream we were looking at all the books, and that creakiness is because there's just a crack right down the middle of that slab on the side. And then while looking at some of the other books, we saw there was another, although not as creaky, there was another slab. One of the, I can't remember which one. It was either the Raphael or the Turtles one, but one of those were also cracked. So it was going back anyway to get re-slabbed. And now, yeah, so 2 of them were broken out of the, 4 or 5, no, 4 books, right? Or no, maybe it's 5 books. I think it's Turtles 1 through 4 plus Raphael. Yeah. Anyway, whatever. And so it's just super frustrating to me. And I have some books at CGC right now. I have, I think, 4 modern and 3, 4 modern and 3 non-modern, standard, whatever you call them, economy. I don't know what they're called. Pre-1975. And it's just, I started using CGC again because CBCS, ever since they started that guaranteed delivery date or whatever, guaranteed turnaround time, which has been awesome. They've been super, super quick, but it felt like everything we got back for the shop, and then I also got a batch back from myself, like with that Ultimate Fallout 4, everything we got back was significantly lower grades than what we were expecting. And we've been doing this for a while. We've done lots of unboxing, and we've been more or less on the money. Not saying every grade we predicted is exact, but pretty close. And so when you're getting constant batches from CBCS where it just doesn't is like nowhere near what you thought it was going to be, it's pretty disheartening. And I don't know if that had to do with them rolling out their quicker turnaround time, and so they're grading harsher. I don't know. You would make it. I would think you would grade not as harsh if you're trying to hurry up and not do your job, as well. But I don't know. Regardless, it felt like the time to switch back over to CGC for me, reluctantly. And I said that, and a lot of people are like, "Well, duh, it's time, switch back to CGC." And it's stuff like this that makes me not want to be with CGC. I hate their magazine slabs so much. I've only had one before. It was a Last Ronin #1. I got mine graded. Came back at 9.8 and everything. But the quality of that slab was atrocious. These do seem a bit better, but not by much. So I don't know if they've improved them, or I don't know if they just maybe didn't even seal mine correctly. I don't know what the deal was, because on my slab it was only like the corners of the comic was sealed, and you could just like pry the plastic with your fingers and look in there, and you could whatever. I mean, dirt could get in there still, and water could get in there for sure. And I was like, I hate this, and I got rid of it very quickly. And then these slabs, like I said, well, minus the cracked ones, did seem to be sealed better. Not perfect, but better. But man, their magazine slabs just feel so cheap. I don't know why there's such a... Which I'm not a big fan of their regular slabs, honestly. For the main reason being that the slab doesn't press the comic still very well. I feel the comic shaking around in there. And a lot of people just care what the grade is on the book. They'd be happy if the book was an 8.0, but it came back with a 9.8 label. For me, and don't get me wrong, I always want the best grade I can get possibly on a book. I'm not saying nothing like that. But for me, a big part of getting these awesome books, these awesome pieces of history slabbed and protected, is the protected part. I don't want it to be rattling around, denting up all the corners and everything. I know it's a very minor thing, but that is part of the reason I'm paying for it. I would argue was the original reason to get your books graded was preservation. Not, and also it's preservation partly, and then I guess it's probably 50-50. I'll say 50-50. Preservation and a third-party opinion on the grade of your book. So yeah, you're not doing at least 50% of your job. And with crappy slabs like that just don't hold the book still, aren't very strong in the first place. I've been a big fan of CBCS slabs for a while now. Their current slabs are awesome quality, just absolutely awesome. And I'm stuck in this pickle now where, again, so I got a couple batches coming back because I sent them all at the same time, but some are modern, some aren't modern, and so they'll come back at 2 different times. Hopefully the moderns will be pretty soon. But anyway, that being said, I got 2 batches coming back, and I'll see how the quality is on those. And that's not the only thing. Like, CGC is just notorious for all kinds of mistakes. Hair and plastic and dirt inside of the slab. Wrong labels, wrong books inside, I guess it's essentially the same thing. Books upside down, books backwards. Just a number of problems. Newton rings. Just so many issues with CGC slabs, and it's just wild to me that people are like, well, I don't like the way the CBCS label looks, therefore it is infinitely worse. I'm like, really? And like, I don't even see a lot of people talking about the grading. Like, again, and we'll kind of balance that. I did say half the point is preservation with that, but at the same time, like, another half the point is the grading. And if I don't feel like the grading is accurate, then that is going to sway my decision, as it did. And I try to be pretty you know, whatever about it. Like, you know, if I'm wrong about the grade. But it felt pretty consistent that we were very wrong. Um, but I don't know. It's just so strange to me. Like I said, whenever I see people complain about CBCS, I don't really ever see it. It's just the label. That is the only thing I see people complain about. And I don't really care about the label. I care about the book. And, you know, like I said, having a third party opinion on the grade is awesome. Because honestly, as of late, I've really come to want to buy books already graded. Especially when you're buying these bigger books. If you're buying smaller books, whatever, it's no big deal. But when I'm putting a bunch of money into a book, I no longer like that gamble of, you know, if it's this grade, then, you know, I made a good deal, and if it's this other grade, then I got ripped off. You know, I hate that feeling, and I would rather just buy the book at the grade at the right price. You know what I mean? And then you have what you have. You know what you have, and both parties know. And so for me, it's a lot ease of mind for me. And I don't know. Like I said, I'm like, the comics I've just sent in are books that I've had raw for the most part for a little while now. And, you know, there still might come up a time where I find a really good deal on a raw book and I might get it graded still or something. But for the most part, moving forward, books that would hit the wall are going to probably be bought graded. I just feel a lot more comfortable that way. And, again, I know what I'm looking at. They know what they're selling. It's just easier. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to bring that up and again talk about. I'm always on here talking about how I have problems with both companies, and it's always just kind of frustrating to me that everyone just rags on CBCS. Well, okay, the other thing, their label sucks and the customer service sucks, which it does suck. But to me, CGC's just regular service sucks. Just the service of their product sucks. So, would you rather, I don't know, would you rather go to a restaurant that you can pretty reliably, you know, expect good food from, but you know if you have an issue, you can't get a hold of their manager. It's just not going to happen. Or would you rather go to a restaurant with a great manager, but they get your order wrong every single time? It's like, which would you rather go to, you know? I don't know. It's maybe kind of a weird analogy, but for me, I don't know. I don't need to... I hopefully don't have to get to worry about the manager situation. I don't have to, you know, worry about contacting CBCS. I mean, ideally, I wish one or both of these companies were just better in general. But yeah, what are you going to do? I mean, you're picking the lesser of two evils, and to me, CGC is just... It always irritates me. Like I said, when I made the decision to switch over, I was irritated with myself in that moment, and ever since then. And then this happened. And like I said, I'm not like vowing them off already right now. I will wait and see what happens with my next couple of batches. But I promise you, if my batches, or even one of my batches, are as screwed up as this batch is, then I'm not going to use CGC anymore. Because I think they have just a mountain of problems that people let go because of this silly little white box. It's just weird to me. But that's all I got for today. I would love to know what you all think, what company you use. Do you hate grade? I mean, if you don't grade your books at all, then, you know, that's a totally different conversation. And again, also talking about different, like, price values of books and stuff like that. But anyway, if you are grading your books or like to get your books graded, you know, what issues do you have with one company, both companies, whatever, who are you personally using, that kind of stuff. I'd love to talk to you about it. That's all I have for you for today, and I will see you next time.